June is Cancer Survivors Month. Being diagnosed with cancer is a harrowing experience. 1 in 8 of us will be diagnosed with a cancer in our lifetime, and 1 in 6 deaths are due to a cancer-related cause. It's not all doom and gloom though. Advances in health technology mean that we can now detect cancer a lot earlier, and we can treat cancer much better than we used to be able to. Advances in treatments such as immunotherapies and hormonal therapies have shown some improvements in terms of success. Prostate and breast cancer are the most prevalent cancers in South Africa today. In fact, I'm joined today by a breast cancer survivor, a friend and colleague, Louise Botha, who's going to tell us a bit about her journey and her experience.
Well, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012. It's a bit of a shock to the system, I must say. I was lucky in several respects, although I must be very honest, I did not feel lucky at the time. Lucky in respect of that breast cancer is actually one of the more treatable cancers nowadays. They've actually learned a tremendous amount over the last decades about how to treat breast cancer and the different variations of it. It can be quite a transformative experience. I had made sure I got help, somebody to talk to during the time, because it was difficult. And I must say, she gave me some of the best advice. And she said, just go through it as it happens. Don't worry about the stuff that happened in the past. Don't worry about how you could have contributed. Don't worry about where this is going to end up, because one gets quite scared. You don't know if you're going to make it, and it's so much more bearable if you just try and stay here as it is happening. Because you're just compounding it if you're worrying about all other factors like what's going to happen. So that was really good advice. There was another little TED Talk video that helped me a tremendous amount, that a woman talked about this gift that she received. And I watched that little video quite a lot. And it definitely doesn't feel like a gift when it happens. And while you're going through treatment, I was just trying to get through the day, because you get really, really tired and you don't feel great. But it's doable. And I must say, during the process, I ended up learning I have a lot more friends than I thought I did. People really helped with practical things, because you do need assistance with practical matters, even because sometimes when you're getting really tired, driving to certain appointments it's best done that somebody helps you with it. Also, some of the surgeries, people looking after you. I've had the most phenomenal thing happen to me where, my mother passed away many years ago. I don't have sisters, and my family a lot of them are overseas or far away. And a friend of mine's mother, hearing this, actually volunteered to come and take care of me just after the operation. And it's the most profound instance of reaching out and of kindness, actually, that she did that for me. And I'm still blown away by it, and she feels quite awkward that I keep thanking her, but it is just the most phenomenal thing. And it's a tricky road to navigate, because to try and figure out who's who, and I find a lot of the doctors and some of the support disciplines don't always talk to each other nicely, and it's like you're trying to figure out what's happening. But at the same time, also I must tell you, it's very much like a freight train, especially in the beginning, where it's the diagnosis, then you go for this, then you go for that, and it can be quite disorientating, and it's emotionally quite hectic also, of course, to go through that.
It's a very complex journey.
Very, very, and it's emotionally quite taxing also. And for the people around you. My dad obviously was worried that, what is his daughter going through? Also, some people tell you really well-meaning that, oh, you must stay positive, you must stay positive. But you go through such a lot of emotions that it's actually sometimes just important to pause and to experience what it is that you're going through. And I think that's one of the best ways of dealing with this, is actually to experience what you're going through, because it can actually turn into quite a profound journey as a result if you're able to do that. I'm now at the stage where I only see my oncologist every 18 months, where they just do blood tests to check if there's any spike in the cancer markers. He also checks that there's no lumps and things, but I also check that there's no lumps. But something I think that people don't quite realize is, it can happen to anybody. We don't even have cancer in our family. We only have heart disease, and I ended up getting it. And it shocked me to the core because I really was not expecting this. And, I think you don't really recognize the impact some of your lifestyle choices have. I always was very heroic, wanting to be the corporate warrior, making deadlines and working all sorts of hours. And those things you pay a price for those. And you need to always make sure that and it's a journey. I learned that the hard way, and hopefully some people who have heard my story can think about maybe testing earlier and checking and taking care of their health, because I think prevention is definitely far easier than cure.
Yeah. So your particular case, you're lucky that it was diagnosed early.
Yes.
In fact, statistics show that early diagnosis can improve your chances of survival by up to 95%.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned an important part of self-care, that one needs to continuously check themselves, and really early diagnosis and detection is what is required for treatment success. For you, how did you get to a point that you got diagnosed early?
Well, I did start feeling it in the shower as I washed myself, and at first I thought this is weird, but sort of brushed it aside. And then I noticed it was growing, and I thought, oh, this doesn't seem like the right thing now. And I ended up going to the doctor. She immediately told me to go to the radiologist. And the radiologists, when they saw it on their scans, they immediately asked me to do a biopsy. They wanted to do a biopsy immediately, because they said what they see there is what they tend to look for. So they saw it quite immediately, yeah.
So early detection is key. In fact, how then can you beat cancer? So if you're a female above the age of 25, you should ensure that you self-screen regularly. Females above the age of 40 should ensure that they get their regular pap smears done. Ensure that you get your mammograms done. And males above the age of 40 should ensure that they get their prostate screening done annually. This is all important to ensure that, if you do get cancer, it is detected early. As Louis has just mentioned, that anyone can get cancer. And in fact, the numbers show that the incidence of cancer is increasing globally. And in fact, as MedScheme and AfroCentric, we've developed a comprehensive program, an oncology management program, that looks at everything from cancer prevention, so ensuring that you actually do the screenings, to early diagnosis, and as well as ensuring that the treatment that you receive is the most appropriate treatment. But one of the important things that you mentioned that is often neglected is that cancer treatment itself is a very complex journey. And often, as a cancer patient, you feel alone in this whole journey. We have introduced an innovative program of cancer navigation. We have oncology nurse navigators that will assist you with your journey and make sure that you don't have to feel alone, and also navigate you through the complexities of understanding the benefits available to you through your medical scheme, as well as understanding which providers are available to support you through this journey, and ultimately also provide support to your family. So you can survive cancer, spread the message. We know that at least 30 to 50% of all cancers are due to lifestyle choices. So prevention by avoiding smoking, reducing your consumption of alcohol, and ensuring that you exercise regularly can prevent and reduce the chances of you getting cancer. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the program that we have developed as an organization, because it looks at the individual holistically and not just looking at the treatment options, but also understanding their particular situation in the home and being able to navigate them through all of that. And typically what we find is that the patient or our medical scheme beneficiary is impacted. Of course, they are diagnosed with cancer, but the whole family is also impacted. And those are also members of our medical schemes. And so we are in a unique position to be able to unlock those benefits for the beneficiaries and the families and give them the support that they need, be it psychosocial support and also understanding how your financial situation has changed now that you have this dreaded disease. And so, yeah, we're excited about that. And yeah, I'm happy to be sitting with a colleague who can attest to, the fact that you can survive cancer. And it makes me really excited in terms of the journey and what we would love to do for our patients and our beneficiaries.